Hi there, I'm Michelle McLean, a former Miss Universe, and so excited to be here today with Rachel and Velvet. And we're talking about bathing boomers. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this because I'm turning 50 this year. And it really is a recognition how women can feel graceful, elegant, beautiful, and still go out in the sunlight, be protected, and also feel confident about themselves. So, Rachel and Velvet, thank you for joining us today. And I just want to, for all our viewers and anybody out there who's interested in bathing boomers, tell us a little bit more about how did you found this organization? Because you are clearly very close friends.
Mine will be that Velvet probably has a better memory than me. My memory is fanciful, but we were sitting at a bar in Cambridge. I'm a university professor, and Velvet was doing a creative writing MFA. And we were chatting about summer coming. And I said, I don't know, maybe Velvet, we both said, oh my God, summer, having to go out in swimsuits, we used to be beach bunnies in bikinis, and now all your stomach showing and the flab under your arms and varicose veins and cellulite. We were just, grousing about this and drinking down the vino. And all of a sudden, Velvet said to me, what a pity we can't go back to, when was it, Velvet? The 20s?
Yeah, it was like the 1920s when they had those bathing suits that had a lot of coverage.
So Velvet, who is, she's an artist, she does graphic novels and memoirs. She took her napkin and she took her pen out and she started to draw. We discussed, right down to hair on the arm, there to on the leg, and we discussed it. And she drew the prototype of our swimsuit right there, sitting down, the two of us high as kites. And
and then Rachel named it.
And then, Velvet said, well, I said, well, you're the artist, draw it. So she drew it. Then she looks at me and she says, well, you're the wordsmith, you name it. And I went, bathing boomers. It just stuck.
At Cambridge, when I was getting my master's, and Rachel was a professor there, and it's a 10-day residency. So we were right at the end of the residency, and we came back to Toronto, and I found a swimsuit designer, a boutique designer who makes her own bathing suits. So we went to her and described our idea, and so she made up the first prototype for us. And then there was, because we really had no idea what we were doing, no idea. So and I tried to see if we could have it made in Canada, but it was way too expensive because we each put in a little. My husband put in a little money, I did, and Rachel did. So we didn't have that much to start with. So when anybody asks us what do you get advice you give to entrepreneurs, I say hire a millennial. I can never get the word right, but since Garland has come on with us full time, that was in the summer. Because she had set up the initial website and things like that, but she wasn't full time, and she's really got us going.
She's the heart and soul of it. She has the energy, the youth, the smarts.
So exciting. So you have the strong team, you've got this wonderful vision, and you say you've got a millennial marketing you, but this is bathing boomers, right? So this is for the women who don't feel comfortable going out like in Band-Aids on the beach, and I live in Miami, so I know what it feels like. When you market to these women, how do you go about that? Because I'm always covering myself up all the time. The sun is so incredibly intense, especially in Miami, and even in the car, you have to make sure that you're covered. And so how do you market? And who do you market to?
We were launched July 2019, and we that whole year we only sold like five suits. And then we had an article in Zoomer magazine, which is a Canadian magazine. So an article came out in Zoomer, and we didn't even realize the article had come out. And we started to get order after order after order, and we're like, where is that coming from? Is it because it's hot out or something? What? And it was because the Zoomer article was excellent, and it basically said what we were trying to do is offer a product to women who've been sitting on docks and beaches in their clothes for years because they don't want to put on a bathing suit, and it really resonated with women everywhere. And we have a really great community. One of our customers has sent us baking goods twice, and another customer, she's in Vancouver, and she's sending us photographs of her in her bathing boomers all over Vancouver in different spots, like in the library, in the market, on back of a motorcycle.
Oh, that is absolutely crazy. I mean, that is so amazing for promotion, because it makes other women feel like, I can do this anyway. You know, this is you know, I feel confident, I feel beautiful, and that is so important what you're doing. Let's get down to the nitty gritty though. I mean, so it does give protection from the UV rays, right?
Yes, it does.
It gives great coverage, and that is the most important thing. I mean, I've got you know, spots on my arms, you know, from all those years living as a child in Africa and being in the sun and never being covered with sunblock.
Yeah,
I now have the effects of what happened to me. So many women will be very appreciative of the fact that you can go out, you can cover those spots.
Yeah.
So
well, I used to go to those tanning beds. I used to go to the tanning beds all the time.
Gosh.
So you can imagine what my skin looks like. Whoa.
Well, I grew up in Jamaica, so that speaks for itself, like you in Africa. In our day, we really didn't know what it was going to do to our skin. You know, it's like sun, cigarettes, drink. None of this we knew was harmful.
Appealing to our age group, you know, women in their 50s and beyond, even younger women are much more conscious of how they look after themselves. So what would you say is your real selling value of your beautiful bathing suits? Like what is different from anybody else out there?
I haven't seen any suits that look like the designs that we have with our swim dress. And I've looked at a lot of different websites. You know, sometimes they cater to, you know, modesty or whatever, but our suits are designed specifically for the older woman. And honestly, I haven't seen anything else out there like our swim dresses.
Strange thing is, even though it holds your tummy in and it's the most comfortable suit. When I'm in it, my son always says it's my happy suit. You're just comfortable. It's like a play suit. It doesn't feel like you're strapped in and you can't get out. You know, like that gartered feeling, girdled feeling that old-time swimsuits have. It doesn't have that feeling at all. It's just supportive.
And I wanted to ask, because I'm sure a lot of customers, a lot of listeners here today would question, so if you have more sort of garment on your swimsuit, does that create a heaviness? Does it dry easily? How does that work?
And it's actually very quick drying. We were renting a villa in Lake Como with friends, and it was the Villa d'Este was right across the lake. And I was looking through the window at the villa thinking, I can swim that, because that's one thing I do have stamina for, is swimming. And so with friends, I swam right across the lake, took an hour and a half. And well, I needed people to help me climb out, actually. I was so exhausted, and to pull me out like a whale. But I was wearing the early prototype of the bathing boomers, and I sat down at the patio at the Villa d'Este and had lunch with my friends in the bathing boomers. So That's a good example of swimming. I wouldn't, to me, it's a socializing suit. Like, you know, my favorite thing actually is go skinny dipping, but not with company, obviously.
I love it. I come from Africa. That's what I do
Yeah,
all the time.
it really is my favorite. But um, so, yeah, I would say like socializing, doing water sports, if you're into kayaking, gardening, something like that. You know, and actually, in an early prototype, my husband and I, we have a farm property, and we had to wash one of the dogs. I don't know if it's skunk had gone in or whatever, but so it was the hose and the thing. And I put on the bathing groomers to wash the dog, and I thought, you know, I was saying to my husband, I said, I would never do this in a normal bathing suit because, you know, you're bending down and you're doing all these contortions. So, yeah, that's a benefit of bathing groomers.
And you know, I when I was in Barbados, I noticed when I come out of the water, I always put my towel as close as I can to the water, so there isn't much time that anybody can see me. And it was just such a pleasure coming, you know, in a leisurely way out of the water and walking across the sand. I didn't have to clutch at anything. And the other thing that I didn't notice before I went on a beach was that you don't get sand all inside the suit because you know because of the leggings. So you're not even if you sit on the beach, you don't get all this sand. And it's a little thing, but when you grow up in the tropics with the ocean, it's a big thing. No sand.
It is absolutely. I was actually going to say that is a huge thing. Like the problem about going to the beach is the sand. Okay, the sand's going to be everywhere. So you've solved that problem, and I love that. And I come from a country in Africa, Namibia, where we have a beautiful beach. We have beautiful beaches, like thousands of kilometers long, but it's freezing cold water, and so it's not tropical. And you want to go out on the beach. And in fact, my father swims at 7 o'clock every morning. And whether it's like 15 degrees Celsius or whatever. And I was just thinking, it would be nice to prototype your bathing suit there. There's a whole group of women who go out swimming every day because that's the kind of environment. You just need a little bit more protection with the cold water, and whether it's the sun or the cold water. But apart from that, you have amazing patterns, amazing designs. So who came up with that?
Originally, we wanted something that was elegant, but just discreet, not too. Now we have an ocean blue paisley, which that's our new swim shirt. That's our new design. And
it's lovely, soft, very pretty. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I could see you guys going into Hollywood, having all those Hollywood stars sitting around the pool parties, because you know that's a thing. You know, I can visualize this going just global and just exploding. So, what is your vision for the future?
Boy, if we could get Jane Fonda wearing one of our suits, that'd be fantastic.
Susan Sarandon and Jane Fonda.
Yeah. Just one other thing I did want to say is we have had quite a few women asking us who've had breast cancer and how the suit fits for that. And I had breast cancer and a double mastectomy, actually, like over 20 years ago. But the suit works perfectly for that. You can either use the breast cups and the support for whatever situation you've had, whether you've had, you know, breast insert enhancement or you don't have anything there. It works perfectly. So I just wanted to add that. Yeah.
That is really critically important because the confidence of a woman after that kind of experience, and I'm so happy to hear that you've moved through this process and that you have recovered.
Yeah.
There are many women out there that are not feeling confident just even going out, never mind going out in a bathing suit.
I know. It takes a while. It's pretty scary at the beginning, and I remember going because I was only 42. I was only I was only 42 when it happened, and I remember going to bathing suit shopping after and crying in the dressing room. Yeah, but that was a long time ago, so it's all fine now.
But that is part of this beautiful message that you're giving out to women. I'm a coach in the modeling and pageant industry, and there's so many misconceptions about us as women that we don't understand about ourselves. And so, you know, being able to feel confident and what you are creating is just amazing. I'm so excited.
Wow.
I think in a way, Bathing Boomers reflects a whole era of women, older women coming into their own, women coming into their own, and you know that we're not dictated to by what we're supposed to be. We don't have a shelf life that ends. You know, women work much longer, and I think Bathing Boomers helps me with my courage as an older woman.